Toby says you're live, and then it has a wee bit of buffering. Right, let me just put this down a wee bit. Welcome to the strength class. Those of you that have been with me know that I start at 5 to 11 to give you time to settle in and I don't know, do anything. So I give a little talk beforehand, and I'm running out of topics actually. So if anybody's got any questions or anything that they would like me to cover, please feel free to do so. But today I thought, because strength is about muscles, and I thought I might mention the importance of calcium in muscles. Now, before I became a hugely qualified personal trainer, I had no idea. I knew that calcium was in bones. If you didn't have enough calcium, you got osteoporosis. I think most people know that. What I hadn't realised, and forgive me if there are any medically qualified people there, because this is going to be a bit slapdash. What I hadn't realised is that you need calcium to enable the muscles to contract. So when I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of it, mainly because I would need a textbook in front of me. But if you don't have enough calcium, your muscles can't contract properly. And I know that people ask me, older people particularly ask me, I'm getting a lot of cramp, and why is that? And the traditional answer used to be, have more salt. But now, actually, on reading, it may be it's not necessarily true, but it may be a calcium deficiency. And the thing is, if you don't get enough calcium, it'll take it from your bones. So because your muscles have to contract, and so people take calcium supplements, but if you don't have enough vitamin D, the calcium isn't absorbed. I mean, this is a personal thing. I don't like taking vitamins in isolation, because I think sometimes if you take too much of one vitamin, it affects another vitamin, and I'm still not convinced that they absolutely know all the interrelation between all the vitamins, or indeed if they know all the vitamins. So I would suggest, if you're low on calcium, it's difficult, but not impossible if you're a vegetarian to get enough calcium and vitamin D. I mean, you hear a lot about vitamin D at the moment with COVID, but it's very difficult if you're a vegan. I used to be a vegetarian, but now I'm an inveterate carnivore, I'm afraid. But you get vitamin D is fat-soluble vitamin, so you get it in full-fat milk. Don't have skimmed milk. Full-fat milk in cheese, eggs. Sardines are really good, because you get calcium in the bones, and eating the bones, because and you get the fat and that has vitamin D. Liver has vitamin D. I know not everybody likes liver, but sometimes you can disguise it and make it nice. And I just think it's much better to get the vitamins, the proteins, the macronutrients, the micronutrients that you need through a proper diet. And again, we're back to have protein at each meal as well. So you need protein at each meal. You need to be eating proper, what's it called? Proper food. If you get food and on the pack, try not to buy packet food, but if you do, if it's got more than 5 ingredients, then it's processed, it's highly processed. So try and eat real food, not low fat, and take care of your diet. A cup of tea and a piece of toast is not enough for a growing woman in her 70s. It needs to be eggs or fish or cheese on toast or something like that. I'm lecturing you now, aren't I? But it's really important. If we're going to be strong older people, we need to look after what we put into our body, as well as what we do on the outside. Let me just see who's there. Hi, Doreen. Oh, you're back. Hi, Kaz. Glad you could make it today. Right. So it's 11 o'clock now. This is the strength class. I'm going to tip the thingy down a bit. This is the strength class. You're going to need a chair without arms, preferably. We're not going to use any weights, so you need a body. As long as you've got a body and a chair, you'll be able to do the exercises. I'm going to tip it up slightly. It's a little bit too far down. So that's all you need. So what we're going to do is going to do a warm-up. It's a fairly short, sharp class, this. So we're going to do a warm-up, and then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 exercises. And then we're going to do some stretching, and then you're free to go. Okay? So, the other thing I want to say is this is, although this class is designed specifically for older people, it's not a walk in the park. It's quite difficult. I think it's quite challenging. So if you can't do all the exercises, you'll be able to do at least 1 or 2 repetitions of each exercise. But if you can't manage 10, that's absolutely fine. It gives you something to aim towards. If you could do all of them easy peasy, there would be no point in doing it. So don't get discouraged if you find that you can't do them, because what you want to do is 10 of each is aiming for 10, or the timed ones. Most people find the plank and the side plank very challenging, but that's fine. It gives you something to aim towards. Anyway, so we're going to start with a warm-up, as usual. Just all marching on the spot. Marching on the spot is a great exercise. I usually have it in the warm-up when I can't think of anything else to do and I need to talk to you. So on your toes if you can, and give your arms a little bit of an exaggerated swing, because we're going to be using quite a bit of arms and shoulders and stuff. We do quite a lot of legs, but yeah, we need the arms a little bit. So the strength exercises are mainly legs and back and your butt. We're going to have buns of steel. And then at the end, we do a little bit just to get your heart going a bit. So we're going to just, and then we're going to put your hands on your shoulders and then give a good old stretch. This is just to wake you up a bit. You can keep walking if you want, you don't have to. Hands back down, push the air away, in, push it forward, and then up and down and out. I always feel like Joyce Grenfell when I'm doing this. And then up and down. Do you remember in St. Trinian, she was always in the background doing the calisthenics with the girls? Forward. Right, just to mobilize the shoulder joints, because remember, you've got fluid in the shoulder joint, synovial fluid, which when it's warm, it gets thin and lubricates. Plus, you need to warm up the muscles. So put your hand on your shoulder. So you've got a wing. Imagine there's a pencil sticking out, and you're going to draw a big circle on the wall. 2, 3, we're going to draw 5, 4, 5, and then we're going to go forwards. 1. This just increases flexibility as well. 3, 4, 5, and then your other one. I'm going to stand sideways so as you can see, so it sticks straight out. 5 back. 1, nice full range of movement. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My shoulder was clicking and clacking there. Last one on the arms and shoulders and things. I really like this exercise because it strengthens your back and it mobilizes your shoulders. So I really like it. When you're doing it, it's just, sorry, I'll show you what it is first. Just one hand up by your ear and the other one back. Try not to rock. It's only your arms that move. So we're going to go 1, nice and slow and controlled. Your shoulder joint is not very stable. This is 3. And so if you go flailing your arms about, 4, you risk either tearing some of the small muscles that hold it in place. 6, the rotator cuffs. 7, common injury for tennis players. 7, or even worse, 8, dislocating your shoulder. 9, and once it's dislocated once, it tends to pop out a bit again. So we need to avoid dislocation at all costs. So that's nice, and hopefully it's nice, and you should never do that, because I think it puts undue strain on your shoulder joint. Right, we're going to start. We're going to do little heel digs. This is just a sort of routine that we do that strengthens and mobilizes everything. Sorry, it warms up your muscles and your joints. And then at the same time, you're going to do a bicep curl with your opposite arm. So you're doing a heel dig and a bicep curl at the same time, opposite arm and leg. This will test your coordination. And remember, when you're doing this, try and keep your knees and your pelvis facing forward. Don't let your knees sort of go in like that, like my right one kind of wants to. And then keep doing that. So 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to take a step to the side and push out at the same time. So, and this particularly, pay particular attention to not letting your knee fall in. So this one, you're strengthening the leg that's not moving. It's increasing your balance. And your arms are moving. What's not to love? 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to take a step back, not a very big step. Step back, and at the same time, put your arms forward. Now, when you're stepping back, this is a time when your knee, if you notice my right knee really wants to turn in. I'll let it do what it wants. See, it goes right in like that. So I'm consciously having to hold it out there, because that means that these muscles here aren't really strong enough. And I do an exercise on the other class, the Wednesday class, to strengthen those muscles, but I don't do one today. Maybe I'll incorporate one. 3, 2, 1. And then the last one, you're just going to tap your toe like that. Just a little toe tap. And swing the opposite arm. Whoa, I'm getting puffed here. That's it. Not difficult, is it? And then we're going to 3, 2, 1. We're just going to put all that together, which will be good for your warming up and your coordination. So we're going to go toe tap, out to the side, back, toe tap. Sorry, heel dig, the first one. Heel dig, first one should have been. Oh, I'm getting very old, you know. I get confused quite easily. Toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Don't worry if you're heel dig floundering around on this, if you haven't been before. Toe tap. The exercise police are not going to come and get you. Nobody can see you. Back, toe tap. Speed it up a bit. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. One more time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Right. Are you warmed up? We're going to start by doing squats. Now remember, a squat is sitting without the chair. If you want the psychological comfort of having the chair behind you, because your weight is on your heels. So if you want the psychological weight of it, psychological support, a Dumbo feather of the chair behind you, have it there. But remember, you don't have to go right down there. You can go down to there or there, as long as the technique stays the same and your knees don't come over your toes. And at the same time, your knees don't come in like that. So your knees stay like that. And you've got an eye or 2 eyes in your chest that just face forward. Okay, so we're going to do 10. So if you find squats really easy, no, I'm not going to do that this week. Right, anyway. So I usually have your hands here and keep them, if you can, keep them level with your shoulders. So we're going to go 1, sorry, your feet should be at least hip width apart. 2, the wider your legs are, the wider your feet are, the easier it is. 3, come up really slowly, down really slowly. 4, If you can't go down very far, that's fine. 5. Show you how my knees are. 6. Keep your elbows pointing forward. 7. Nice and slow. 8. Ooh. 9. That's what you get for having your weight on your heels. 10. Right, we're going to go down, however far you need to go. Then we're going to do step, 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 and then up. Down again, step, step. Just take small steps, and then up. I'm going to go sideways to see how you can keep step, step, your tip, and then up. See, my knees don't go right over my toes. That was 3, wasn't it? We're going to do 5. So right, as far down as you're comfortable. Step, 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 step. 4. Ah, feeling it there. 1 more. Down we go. Step, 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 and then stand up. Did you manage that? Right. It's pretty hardcore, that, if you managed it. Now, the next one, you need your chair, and you're going to have it sideways. So what you're going to do, I'm going to tilt this down just a tiny bit. So I want you to lean on the chair. The reason that the back is here is because you're going to be using this arm, so you don't want it in the way. Have your back nice and straight, your head in alignment with your spine, your feet under your hips, so it's straight down. And you're going to put one arm by your ear and the opposite leg goes up. I'm going to hold that for a few seconds and then gently back down, slow and controlled all the time. When your leg comes down, don't let gravity pull it down. Place it down. And then up and down. If you do your arm first and then your leg, it helps balance you. So everything should be in a line. My leg's a bit high there. Down. That's either 3 or 4, but we'll count it 3. My counting is a bit rubbish. 4. 5. 6. 7. When you lift your leg, just lift it. Don't kick it up. Don't use momentum. 8. 9. 10. Right. I'm going to turn the chair around so the back is on the other side now. Just makes it easier. Again. So this time, same stance. So your left arm goes by your ear and your right leg goes up. And you hold that for a couple of seconds. And down we go. 1. Slow and controlled. 2. 3. Of course, your static arm, up again, is supporting you. 4. So that is actually taking the strain as well. That's exercising as well. 5. Up again. 6. If you've got problems with your wrists, 7, let me know. 8. 2 more. 9. 10. Well done. Right, we're going to do the press up now. So I'm just going to move the camera because I've only got one bit of wall, and if I put this on the stairs, it's best. Right, so getting a tour of my house. Find a space of a bit of wall, and you're going to put your hands shoulder height and about just slightly wider than shoulder width. And then, well, you can stand like that, so just so your hands can reach comfortably, and then take a little step back so that you're on an incline, so that if you moved your hands, you'd fall on your nose. And the press up is just your arms working, just goes like that, and then back. The object of the exercise is to bend your arms and straighten your arms rather than to get your nose against the wall. So we're going to do 10, and your arms sort of go back. You can do them like this, but that puts an awful strain on your shoulders. I prefer to do them this way. This is called the triceps push-up, and it's much more difficult. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. You should be able to feel it on your arms. 4. I can feel it on my lower arms as well. 4 arms. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just stand up for a moment. You see, when you're doing it, can you see there, that bit of my arm? That's the bit that's exercising. And this, if you get rid of that bit of skin, you can feel it there. Doesn't do anything for your biceps, unfortunately. Shake your arms, give it a bit of a, because we're going to do that all again. So standing up, hands shoulder height, just slightly wider than shoulder width. Take a little step back, and off we go again. 1, I can really feel it now. 2, if you can feel it on the backs of your upper arm. 3, that's the right place. 4, 5, 6, 7, just your arms move. 8, 9, 10. Woo. How was that? It's quite a tough one. Right, we'll carry you back to the normal position. Just plug you in because we don't want to lose power. There we are. Right. The next one we're going to do is the lunge. Now, have the chair by your side just in case. Because I did a lunge exercise. I'm just going to shut this door. It's a bit of a glare. It was going to be quite dull today, but it's quite a nice day. Yes, I did an exercise class once and did a lunge. Didn't think anything of it, and there was this crash. Somebody had fallen over. Right, so hold on to the chair if you need to. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. And remember, a lunge is 4 distinct movements. So we're going to start. We'll do forward. You start with your feet hip width, well, just about hip width apart. And then you just go forward and then down, up and back. Again, try not to let this knee come in like mine is trying to do. Forward, down, up, back. I'll show you sideways. That's 2. I hope you're doing this with me. I didn't say start, but yes. Forward, oops, down. See, this knee doesn't go on the ground. Stand up and back. That's 3. Forward, down, up, 4. And remember, your pelvis and your knees are pointing forward like headlights, and your torso is upright. Forward, down, up, back. I've got to stop that knee going in. See, I can see what I'm doing on the monitor. Forward, down, up, back. That's 6. Forward, down, up, back. 7. Forward, down, up, back. If you do it in 4 distinct ways, forward, that gives you time to get your balance. Down, up, back. Lost count now. We'll do 2 more. Forward, down, up, back, and then 1 more. Forward, down, woo, up, back. Well done. Right. Give your legs a bit of a shake if you need to. And then we're going on the other side. So forward, just get your balance. Down, up, back. Forward, down, up, back. I'm going to just put this down a little bit so as you can see my legs, my darlings. Forward, down, back. Oh, 3. I think that was 3. 4. See the bit of a wobble there? 5. Oh, this is 6. 6. I'm obviously not as good on this leg. 7. Forward. 8. 9. 10. Well done. What you can do, because I'm always keen on people using these exercises during the day when you're going around your business. This might be one that you want to do in the privacy of your own home. Although if you want to give people a laugh at the bus stop, you can just do, ooh, I'm going to go and put the kettle on. And so you can walk like this. Let's do lunge walking. Eat your heart out, John Cleese. Right, now, we don't need the chair. I'm going to tilt this down a bit more because we're going on the floor. So the first one we're going to do is the plank. Oh, hello. Right, let me get the timer out for this. So the plank, remember, you start on your hands and knees. You don't have to start off on your hands and knees. Your elbows go down so you're like a sphinx, and then you go back, and your heels. Can you see what I'm doing? And your body is like a plank. We're going to do this for 60 seconds, so it's quite a long one. Oh no, we're not. We did 40 last week, didn't we? 40 seconds. We'll try 45 this week. If you can't manage it, that's fine. Right, so are you ready? Are you in position? Head in alignment with your spine. Don't be looking up or down. I've started the stopwatch now. I try not to look at it because 45 seconds is quite a long time when you're like this. And time passes very slowly if you're looking at it. I suppose I could send an email on my phone, couldn't I? That would pass the time. So we're halfway there now. I'll count us down the last 5 seconds. We're at 30 seconds now. 35, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. How was that? Did you manage that? Right, the next one we're going to do is, this chair's a bit distracting. I'm just going to put it over here for the moment. The next one we're going to do is the side plank. Now, remember, this is side plank. Is your elbow is under your shoulder. Make sure it's under your shoulder, because if it'll get quite painful if it's not. Your body is out, stretched out like that, and the object of the exercise is to get up like that. If you can't do that, put your lower leg like that at the side, and that makes it a lot easier, and you can do that until such times as you feel you can get up in the full plank, full side plank. The good news is that we're only doing this for 30 seconds, and we'll only ever do it for 30 seconds. So are you up? Right, I'm going to start the watch now. So you can do what you like with this hand. This is hard. I'm not going to pretend that this is anything other than very, very hard. If you feel here, just by your ribs, you can feel your stomach muscles really, really taking the load. Basically, your whole body is sort of on those muscles. So we're nearly there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down. And then on the other side, you may find that you're able to do a full plank on one side and not on the other. That's absolutely fine. So are you ready? Think about me. I've got to pretend that it's not much effort and talk to you at the same time. So are you ready? So up we go. And the clock is starting now. I find this side easier than the other side, actually. I think my right side is generally stronger. Once we get really good at this, we'll start doing dips. But that's not yet. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Well done. Right. What are we doing now? Oh, yes, I like this one. Right. The next one is the dead bug. This is really good for your abs. So what we're going to do is we're going to lie on our back. Just have your knees relaxed. You can have them flat on the floor or like this if you want. And we're going to engage core. So what I want you to do is to breathe out and then pull your navel into your backbone as hard as it will go, and then relax it slightly. So if your hands are on your hip bones, you should feel the muscle here tightening. Pull up your pelvic floor, and that is your core engaged, okay? If you find it easier, some people pull in their core as they're exhaling. So you can go, and as you exhale, just tighten everything up. And the reason that I want you to learn that for this particular exercise is because it's much, much easier to do. So what we're going to do is engage core. So whether you exhale fully and engage or whether you do it as you're exhaling, it's entirely up to you. So we're going to engage core. And then you're going to bring your legs up into what's called tabletop. So they're like that. So your knees, I'm trying to see, your knees are at 90 degrees and they're sort of hip width apart. There's not really any dignity in exercise, is there? So your knees are at tabletop and your arms are up like that. And that's why it's called dead bug. And then what you're going to do is you're going to slowly lower to the floor your right arm, not touching the floor, and your left leg. But this leg, your right leg, doesn't move, and your left arm, they should stay exactly where they are. So you're using those core muscles not just to control the legs that are moving, but to keep the limbs that aren't moving, static. So after that long explanation, put your knees down. Right, engage core. Up to tabletop. Arms at dead bug. I'm going to do 10 on each side. Try not to touch the floor if you can. And then 1, 2, 3. My dog is upstairs gnawing the banisters. I can hear him. 4, 5, 6. Make sure the other leg and arm aren't moving. 7, 8. Anyone who's done Pilates will have done this. 9, 10. And then we're going to go straight into the next set, to the opposite arm and leg. So 1 might take you a couple of goes to make sure that your other leg limbs aren't moving. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is hard. Maybe I should have given us a rest. 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, grab your knees and just pull them into your chest. Just rock a little bit. That was hard. I think I'll give us a rest in between each dead bug bit this time. Next time, I mean, sorry. Oh, just go forward like this if you need to, just to sort of stretch your back a bit. Right, the next one we're going to do, the next one we're going to do is actually the last strengthening exercise. Oh, right, are we ready? The next one we're going to do is the bridge. So, you're lying down again. And your heels should be where it's comfortable for you. Keep your thighs parallel to each other. And we're going to just go up. The nearer your bum, your thighs are, the nearer your bum your heels are, the better workout your glutes get. So if you can, have your heels so that you can just touch them with your middle finger when you're lying down. Thighs parallel. And we're going to go up and really, you're not going to go right up on your shoulders, just up. Squeeze those glutes. Imagine you've got a pound coin between them and you want to stop anybody getting it. And then we're going to go down, just touch the floor, and we're going to come back up again. We're going to do this 10 times. Really squeeze. And then down and up. That's 3. Really squeeze. Make sure your thighs stay the same. Your knees aren't moving. Down and up. Don't let them either swing out or come together. 4. Down and up. 5. So in this exercise, your glutes are almost permanently squeezing. Down and up. 6. Really squeeze. Down and up. 7. I can really feel mine now starting to ache. Down and up. 8. Down and up. 9. Down and up. 10. Really give the last one a real good one. Really squeeze those cheeks. And down you come. Whew, can pull your knees in if you want. Give yourself a wee bit of a rock. Oh. Oh. And then slowly get to your feet. Now, before we go into the stretching, where's my head gone? Before we go into the stretching, we're going to do a little bit of high intensity stuff. If you remember, if you're a regular here, you'll know that we call it heartbeat, because that makes it sound quite fun, doesn't it? So we're going to do 3 20-second bouts of high intensity exercise. And if you're new, that high intensity exercise is running on the spot very quickly, not big knees like this, tiny, tiny little steps, and your arms are going, not hunching your shoulders, and you're going as fast as you can. And we're going to do that 3 times with a rest in between. If you've got any heart problems or you start to suffer chest pain or anything of that ilk, stop immediately. So I'm puffed after that. Obviously, I don't do this one because somebody has to look after the stopwatch. So, I mean, I would, but I've only got your best interests at heart. Right, on your marks, set, off you go. Tiny steps. Get those arms going. Don't hunch your shoulders, but mainly the tiny steps, quick steps. 17, 18, 19, 20. How was that? Are you pecking, as we say in Scotland? It's good for you, this. High intensity stuff, Google it. High intensity stuff does wonders for your insides, but it's good for your heart, your lungs, and also I think it finishes off the exercise session. I think it makes you feel good, even although it doesn't make you feel good at the time, because 20 seconds when you're doing that is a long time. So at the time, you may be thinking, oh God, this is hell. But afterwards, and then you've had a stretch, I think you'll feel quite good. So normally, if you're doing high intensity, you have quite a long rest in between. But because we're short of time and because I'm very cruel, you're only going to get a short rest. So if you're ready, we're going to go into the second lot of 20 seconds. So there's no obligation to do this. If you want to sit it out, you can. Nobody's going to see. The heartbeat police are not going to come round. Oh, heartbeat was a cop show, wasn't it? Right, on your marks, set, go. $17, $18, $19, $20. Well done. 2 down, 1 to go. Just have a little rest. Try not to sit down when you're resting. Just if you want to sort of get your breath back, just parade around in a stately fashion, just to let yourself calm down. And it's not good to suddenly stop exercise very quickly. I'll give you a few more seconds, and then we will go for number 3. Are you ready? So, on your marks, set, off you go. $17, $18, $19, $20. There we go. Well done if you managed all 3. I'll let you have a couple of seconds to recover before we go into the stretching. If just in the meantime, if you've enjoyed the class, then if you can show your appreciation if you want by buying me a coffee, and the link is underneath the actual video on I don't know how to say that, because if you look at it on a laptop, the video comes up and then underneath there's a comments section and it's there. So if you'd like to click on that link and buy me a coffee, I'd be eternally grateful. Also, if you can subscribe, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the YouTube channel, which just means that it's just like a like. And if you like this class, you can click on the like as well. It all helps just to get more people in, and it's my aim in life to get the whole country moving at 11 o'clock on a Monday and a Wednesday morning. Right, so we're going to start the stretches now. We're going to do a calf stretch first. So remember, I'm just going to have a wee look while you're recovering a bit more. I'm going to have, hi, Nikki. Doesn't matter, Kaz. Brilliant, brilliant. Good morning. Did what I could on my 2 feet. Felt I coped a little. Good, Doreen. Thank you. You're welcome, Pam, but don't go yet. Right. So, can't see my feet. So remember, your front leg is bent, your back leg is straight, and both feet are pointing in the same direction. You're leaning forward. Heels on the floor. Make sure your back heel is on the floor, particularly, because that's where the stretch comes from. You should feel the stretch behind at the top of your calf. And then you very gently bend your back knee, and your heel comes off the floor. And you should feel the stretch going down into your Achilles tendon. And then we're swapping legs. So leaning forward. Just look at your feet just to check they're both facing the same direction. And bend your back leg. Toe comes off the ground. No, your heel comes off the ground. Okay, right, we're going to stretch the calves. If you can, grab your foot, your toe, your trouser leg. You can get a cloth or a band or something around your ankle if you want. If not, do dynamic stretching. Do this. This works just as well, actually. Since I've been demonstrating this, I've noticed that I can do this a lot better than I used to be able to do. So this is effective as well, and it keeps your muscles warm, okay? I'm going to do static stretching. Try and keep your knees together. I was out for a walk yesterday, and there was somebody doing these stretches, and it was across the Mersey, and he was like this. And it was on the tip of my tongue to shout, stand up straight, put your knees together. But I didn't. I muttered it under my breath, though. This is not a balancing one, so you can hold on or not as you please. If you want to practice your balance, you can. Right, static stretchers, we're going to do the other leg. Dynamic stretchers, keep dynamicking. Might as well practice balance whenever you can. My balance is definitely a lot better since I started doing all these classes with you. Definitely a lot better. Right, now we're going to do the hamstrings, the big muscles at the back of your thigh. So sit at the edge of your seat, knees at 90 degrees, ankles under your knees, sitting up straight, leg forward, toe pulled back, lean forward from the hips, not from the waist. However you manage to do it, it's your stretch. Some people are bendier than others. If you're right forward and you're thinking this is too easy, pull your toe back a bit, and then see what happens, because that makes it a bit harder. And then sitting up. Other one, sitting up nice and straight, toe pulled back, lean forward from the hips, not from the waist. Okay, right. Last one where we're sitting down. We're going to do the hip flexor. So sit sideways on the chair, but sit sort of at the front of the chair as well, so that the chair is not, you can't really see any of the chair, and you're getting this leg. You may only be able to do it to there. That's fine, as long as you've got the stretch there. The reason that you sit like this is so that the chair doesn't get in the way of the stretch. So you keep your torso upright, and this goes back as far as you can. And this is stretching. Ow. Stretching those hip flexors, getting the hips right back. You can hold on here if you feel you're going to fall off. And then switch round. Move this chair slightly forward. There we go. Oof. When we sit a lot, the hip flexors get tight, and that pulls us forwards. And sometimes you see older people. I was watching Biden walking. Remember when he ran down the not the runway, what's it called? You know what I mean. When he was running and walking, and he doesn't walk like an old man. And when you sit, these muscles get tight, and that's why older people have that sort of funny shuffly walk, because they can't sort of stride out like that. And I was watching Biden, and he wasn't. Yeah, he was walking okay. So that's a reason to stretch your hip flexors and to not sit. So I'm going to come in here a bit. So arms at shoulder height, palms facing forwards, round the tree, so it's like that, not like that, and dip your head. So from the side it looks like that. And then if you can, interlink your fingers behind your back. If you can't, try and get your elbows together. If you're interlinking, just pull your arms up like that, so that you get a stretch across your chest. Just going to read more comments. Oh! So Kat and Pam are mother and daughter. Fab. Oh, wow. You don't mind me telling people, Doreen. So like that. Just before we go into the next stretch, Doreen, who's been with me, Doreen Rum, oh, you can see it, can't you? But maybe you can't all see it. She had her 88th birthday yesterday. That's fabulous, Doreen. She came to me when I was doing the U3A classes. What were you? A mere child of about 82, Doreen, weren't you? Just a child, 83 maybe, I don't know. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Right, last stretch. Hand up like that, down your back, and pull it back. We're stretching this muscle because that's the one you were using when you were doing the press up. Oh, of course it is. It didn't. I didn't connect the surnames. I don't really look at surnames. And then, so Pam and Kaz, your Sunday lunches, when we're allowed to have Sunday lunches again together, the two of you are going to be in the corner, just exercising away. And then a release. And that is the end of today's class. Still 50 minutes. That's short, is it? It's probably because I blether so much. I think I'd make a good DJ because I just seem to be able to fill the time with inconsequential chatter. Anyway, happy birthday, Doreen. Yeah, she's good, Doreen. So, yes, I hope maybe see you on Wednesday for the functional fitness class. If not, see you in inverted commas next Monday. Bye.